Welcome in, writers. I'm Robin Mellum. I'm a teacher and an author of over 10 books. And on this channel, I help you learn writing skills the way that I learned them from my own editors at Disney and HarperCollins and Houghton Mifflin so that you can learn writing step by step. Today, we're going to look at writing with figurative language. Before we get in there, though, I want to show you the definition of it because it's super important to understand this. And I found a way to describe it so that hopefully you can remember this forever and always. Figurative language essentially means figuring something out rather than stating it directly. So think of it like a little puzzle that you're creating for your reader. They love figuring things out, and you're doing them a favor by coming up with a really unique way of describing something. Readers love that. I'm going to teach you today how to do that. So there are four main types. There are others, and we will do those in another video all on their own, but these are the four main types that you'll use in your writing that will make it stronger immediately. And the four types are similes, metaphors, hyperbole, and personification. In this video, we're going to work on similes. So similes add sparkle and style by using comparisons that the reader can visualize. So it will create an image in their mind when you do this. This matters because you might read something like this. The girl was fast, the pizza was good, the monster was scary, which none of those relate to each other, and it's kind of a weird paragraph. But we can see that the sentences are quite simple, and we need to make this more visual. So we would want to add style, visual thinking, and sparkle. You're going to compare one thing to another, and you're going to use the words like or as, and I'll show you some examples. But what it does is it answers the question of how. And what I mean by that is that it will tell us how much, like how heavy was it? How mad were they? How sad were they? How much was it raining? It gives us depth to it when you use a simile. So we're going to take a basic sentence and show what it looks like after you have added a simile in there to show that visualization. Let's suppose you wrote, her eyes were bright. Okay, let's try something else. Her eyes sparkled like stars in the night sky. So now we can see that the eyes sparkling are important, and the reader might visualize something like this, or it'll put the emphasis on her personality because you've compared it to something really, really vibrant, and it created an image. So if you use the sentence, he was mad, well, how mad? He was as mad as a cat getting a bath. Now, on this one, the visual you might have would be something like this, and then you can kind of picture a human having that same type of emotion. You want to use some specifics when you do a simile as well, so it's not just like a cat who is hungry. It's a cat who's getting a bath, because if you've ever met a cat, you know that getting a bath is their nemesis. They hate it. So don't make this mistake. I see students doing this where it says, Marco acts just like his father. And we think that it's a simile because it has the word like in there, but it's not actually a simile. And this is because the behavior is similar to the father, but he's not being compared to something totally different. So you don't want to compare this one person is just like this other person. That won't create a visualization in their head. Instead, you could say Marco and his father are like two peas in a pod. Marco and his dad are not vegetables, I'm hoping. So those are two totally different things, and that works. Let's break out of boring sentences. My dog is funny. He eats a lot. He runs fast. He sleeps all day. 1 star, very boring. Let's fix these. My dog is as goofy as a stand-up comedian. He gobbles his food like a vacuum. When he runs, he zooms like a rocket blasting off. 5 stars, well done. So to do this, there are 3 steps to writing a simile. The first thing you want to do is start with what you want to describe, obviously, right? So you're going to talk about an emotion, an action, a person, a thing, and you want to think about step 2, what else is like this? So you think of their top quality, And then you think of something else completely different that also has that one quality. In step 3, use like or as to build the comparison. So I want you to try it. The thunder was loud, the lights went out. I was scared. I hid under my bed. I want you to pause here and write and see if you could come up with a simile where you're telling us either like how loud was that thunder, or how dark did it get, or how scared did you get? So come up with one simile there and then come back and hit play. So here's some examples from that one. Thunder crashed like a giant banging on a drum. The lights snapped off like someone flipped the world switch. I dove under my bed and my heart was pounding like a rock band drum solo. I underline this here because I want to point something out. If you're trying to say my heart was pounding like a drum, that's kind of something that's used a lot. It's called cliche. It means we've heard it too many times and you want to do something a little different. So you think about a drum. In what situation would they be even louder than normal? That would be in a rock band. So you want to be really specific. Let's take a look at this in action from Percy Jackson. The monster shook himself around and bucked like a rodeo bull. Notice there that he doesn't say just a bull. He says a rodeo bull. He's specific about the certain kind so that you can create an image of your head in your head of a rodeo. Her eyes began to glow like barbecue coals. Not just coals, but barbecue, so that you could think about your grill outside or something. You need to create that image. Be specific. So here's your challenge. Turn this boring paragraph into something bold and use at least 2 similes. The sun came up, I got dressed, I went to school, I saw my friends, I sat at my desk. So there's a lot going on there and probably a lot of emotion that you could add in. What was the sunset like? Was it bright? When you got dressed, did you do it quickly, slowly? When you saw your friends, were you excited or not excited? And then when you're done, you're going to revise and ask yourself a question. And I want you all to get into a habit of daily revision. Every time you write, you stop and ask yourself questions. And you'll learn soon enough which questions to ask as we go through these videos. So for this one, you're going to see if you've painted a picture with a simile. Is it specific enough? Like, could we actually imagine that? And did I compare 2 things, and not just 2 things, but 2 totally different things, not 2 people? And does it sound unique? It's not cliche. It's something that they've not heard before. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And teachers, look below for the worksheet that goes with this.